Hey everyone, today we're talking about something that affects a lot of us, but rarely gets the attention it deserves. Your gut, that stubborn pot belly that just won't go away no matter what you do. Maybe you've tried dieting, you've tried working out, maybe even those trendy detox teas, but your belly just seems to have a mind of its own. Well, I want you to stick around because today we're going to break down practical, science-backed strategies that actually work to lose that gut, get healthier, and feel lighter without falling for all the fads. Now, before we jump in, I want you to understand one thing. Losing belly fat isn't just about looking good in a t-shirt or swimsuit. It's about your health. That extra fat around your midsection, especially the deep visceral fat, isn't just an aesthetic issue. It's linked to higher risks of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, metabolic issues, and even certain cancers. So when we target belly fat, we're actually improving your life expectancy, your energy levels, your sleep, and even your mood. And trust me, this isn't about some extreme, miserable diet. It's about smarter, strategic, sustainable changes. First, let's talk about the biggest mistake most people make when trying to lose their gut. They focus solely on crunches or endless hours of cardio. The problem is you can't spot reduce fat. Doing 1,000 crunches won't magically melt your belly fat. Your body loses fat in a pattern dictated by your genetics and hormones, so we need to approach it holistically. That means combining smart eating strategies, strength training, hormone balance, and lifestyle habits that actually target belly fat. One of the most overlooked aspects of losing your gut is what you eat throughout the day. It's not just about calories. It's about the type of calories, the timing of meals, and the quality of your food. Foods high in refined carbs, sugars, and processed oils are like fuel for belly fat. They spike your blood sugar, increase insulin levels, and trigger fat storage right in your midsection. If you want a flatter stomach, start by swapping sugary drinks for water or herbal teas, refined grains for whole grains, and processed snacks for nuts, seeds, and fiber-rich vegetables. Fiber is your secret weapon because it slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and keeps you full longer, which naturally reduces overeating. But diet alone isn't enough. You also need to think about movement differently. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, has been shown to be incredibly effective for burning visceral fat, the deep fat around your organs that's most dangerous. Even just 15 to 20 minutes of short, intense bursts of exercise a few times a week can make a huge difference. The beauty of HIIT is it doesn't just burn calories during the workout, it revs up your metabolism for hours after, which means you're burning fat even when you're sitting on the couch. Strength training is equally important, and I can't stress this enough. Building muscle isn't just for bodybuilders. Muscle is metabolically active tissue, which means the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, even at rest. Focus on compound movements like squats, deadlifts, push-ups, and pull-ups. These exercises engage multiple muscle groups, burn more calories, and improve hormone balance, particularly testosterone and growth hormone, which play a key role in fat loss around the belly. Another factor many people overlook is sleep. Poor sleep is a silent belly fat booster. When you don't get enough quality sleep, your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, get out of balance. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, spikes, while leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you're full, drops. This leads to cravings, late-night snacking, and higher calorie intake overall. Studies show that even one night of poor sleep can impair insulin sensitivity and promote fat storage around the midsection. So prioritize 7 to 9 hours of sleep, create a bedtime routine, and keep screens away before bed. Your gut will thank you. Stress is another sneaky contributor to that stubborn pot belly. When you're stressed, your body produces more cortisol, a hormone that encourages your body to store fat, particularly in the abdominal area. Chronic stress can make all your hard work at the gym and in the kitchen practically useless. That's why managing stress through meditation, deep breathing exercises, walks in nature, or even hobbies that relax you is just as important as your workouts. Now, let's talk about hydration, something that's so simple yet often ignored. Drinking enough water is crucial for fat loss. Water not only keeps your metabolism functioning efficiently, but it also helps your digestive system flush out toxins and reduces bloating. Sometimes that bloated, rounded belly isn't just fat, it's water retention caused by dehydration. Aim for at least half your body weight in ounces per day and add in hydrating foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and leafy greens. Another incredibly effective strategy is intermittent fasting. Now, this doesn't have to be extreme. Even a simple 12 to 16-hour fast each day can improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and help your body tap into stored fat as energy. Many people find that skipping breakfast or having an earlier dinner makes a noticeable difference in their belly over time. The key is consistency and pairing fasting with nutrient-dense meals during eating windows. Supplements can help, but they're not magic. Things like omega-3 fatty acids, green tea extract, and probiotics have been shown to support fat loss, reduce inflammation, and improve gut health. Probiotics in particular can help balance your gut microbiome, which has a surprising effect on belly fat storage. A healthy gut can regulate appetite, reduce bloating, and even enhance metabolism. But remember, supplements complement a healthy diet. They don't replace it. Let's not forget about posture and core strength. A lot of people have a pot belly not just because of fat, but because weak core muscles allow the belly to protrude. Engaging in exercises that strengthen your core, like planks, leg raises, or even yoga, can tighten and tone the abdominal area. Better posture also helps your digestive system work more efficiently, reducing bloating and making your stomach look flatter instantly. Consistency is the final piece of the puzzle. Losing belly fat doesn't happen overnight. It requires daily choices from the foods you eat, the movements you do, the sleep you get, and the stress you manage. Think of it as creating a lifestyle rather than going on a temporary diet. Small, consistent changes compound over time. That's what will lead to a flatter, healthier belly that lasts. I also want to mention something many people miss: alcohol. I get it. Enjoying a drink now and then is part of life, but excess alcohol, especially sugary drinks like cocktails, beer, or wine, can contribute to belly fat. Alcohol not only adds empty calories, but also affects hormone levels and fat metabolism. If your goal is a smaller gut, minimizing alcohol intake or choosing lower calorie options can make a significant difference over time. And finally, mindset. Your mindset can either sabotage or accelerate your results. Focus on what your body can do rather than just what it looks like. Celebrate small wins, like choosing a salad over fries, going for a brisk walk instead of scrolling on your phone, or waking up early to exercise. Each choice reinforces positive habits, and over weeks and months, those habits add up to visible, sustainable belly fat loss. So let's recap the big picture here without going into boring bullet points. First, focus on quality nutrition, less sugar, more fiber, whole foods. Second, integrate both HIIT and strength training into your routine. Third, prioritize sleep, stress management, and hydration. Fourth, consider strategies like intermittent fasting and supportive supplements. Fifth, strengthen your core and posture. Sixth, limit alcohol and practice mindful eating. And finally, approach this with consistency, patience, and the right mindset. If you do all of these consistently, you're not just going to see a smaller belly. You're going to feel more energized, more confident, healthier, and more in control of your life. This isn't about quick fixes or Instagram trends. It's about science, strategy, and lifestyle. And here's a little secret. Your gut health is the foundation of all of this. A balanced gut leads to better digestion, better nutrient absorption, lower inflammation, and more efficient fat metabolism. That's why even when you're exercising and eating well, if your gut is off, results may be slower. Including probiotic foods, fiber-rich vegetables, fermented foods, and staying hydrated ensures your gut is functioning optimally, which directly impacts how quickly your belly fat diminishes. So take action today. Start with one change, drink more water, swap refined carbs for whole grains, or add a few minutes of heat to your routine. Then layer in other habits. Change happens gradually but consistently. Every small step builds momentum, and before you know it, that stubborn pot belly that once seemed impossible to lose will start to shrink. You'll look better, feel better, and your health will thank you for years to come. Remember, this isn't just about aesthetics. This is about reducing the dangerous visceral fat around your organs, improving your heart health, stabilizing your blood sugar, boosting energy, improving sleep, and even enhancing mood and mental clarity. Losing your gut is more than a cosmetic goal. It's a lifestyle upgrade that transforms every aspect of your life. So commit to these strategies. Trust the process and give your body the time it needs to respond. Avoid quick fix schemes, stick to science-backed habits, and focus on consistency over perfection. Each healthy choice you make compounds into a flatter, stronger, and healthier belly. And I promise you, once you start seeing results, the confidence and motivation you gain will fuel even more progress. Imagine fitting into clothes better, feeling lighter when you move, sleeping deeper, and enjoying better overall health, all because you took control of your gut and committed to these proven strategies. I'm talking about combining high-intensity movement, intermittent fasting, and daily active lifestyle habits to accelerate fat loss in a way that's sustainable, science-backed, and actually enjoyable. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, high-intensity workouts? I'm not sure I can do that. Or intermittent fasting sounds complicated, but stick with me because when done correctly, these strategies are not only doable, they are game changers for your metabolism, energy levels, and your gut health. Let's start with high intensity movement. The reason this works so well for belly fat is that it doesn't just burn calories while you're exercising, it revs up your metabolism for hours after the workout. This effect, often called excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, basically means your body keeps burning fat long after you've finished. And the beauty of high-intensity movement is that it doesn't require a fancy gym or expensive equipment. It can be as simple as short bursts of sprinting, jumping jacks, burpees, or body weight circuits performed for 20 to 30 minutes a few times a week. The key is pushing yourself just enough to elevate your heart rate and challenge your muscles, then resting briefly before repeating. Your body is going to respond by using stored fat as energy, and that includes the stubborn fat around your belly. Now, it's important to approach this gradually. If you're new to exercise, start slow and focus on intensity relative to your current fitness level. For example, a brisk walk that leaves you slightly out of breath can serve as your starting point. As your endurance builds, you can incorporate short sprints or intervals of faster movement. What's amazing about this approach is that it's not just about aesthetics. It also improves cardiovascular health, insulin sensitivity, and even brain function. When you move intensely, your body produces beneficial hormones that support fat loss and energy production, which is exactly what you need to target a potbelly. Next, let's talk about intermittent fasting. This is another powerful tool that works hand in hand with high-intensity movement. Intermittent fasting isn't about starving yourself. It's about creating a structured eating window that allows your body to shift into fat burning mode. When you fast for a period, typically 12 to 16 hours, your insulin levels drop and your body starts using stored fat for energy instead of relying solely on glucose from food. This is particularly effective for belly fat because visceral fat, the fat stored deep around your organs, is highly sensitive to insulin. By giving your body extended periods without food, you're training it to access and burn that stubborn fat more efficiently. One of the most common methods is the 16.8 approach, where you fast for 16 hours and eat during an 8-hour window. You can adjust this based on your lifestyle. Some people find a 14-10 schedule easier to maintain, especially when they're starting out. The key is consistency. When combined with nutrient-dense meals during your eating window, intermittent fasting not only helps reduce body fat, but also improves digestion, enhances mental clarity, and balances energy levels throughout the day. And the best part is it doesn't require eliminating entire food groups or counting every single calorie. It's about timing your meals strategically and listening to your body's hunger cues. Now, high-intensity movement and intermittent fasting are powerful on their own, but they become even more effective when paired with an overall active lifestyle. This doesn't mean you have to spend hours at the gym or commit to extreme exercise routines every day. It's about incorporating movement into your daily routine, even in small ways that keep your metabolism elevated and your body engaged. Simple habits like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, walking or cycling to nearby destinations, doing short movement breaks during work, or stretching periodically throughout the day can all contribute to fat loss. These small actions may seem insignificant, but they add up over time and complement the more structured high-intensity workouts and fasting windows. Another critical aspect of an active lifestyle is reducing sedentary behavior. When we sit for long periods, our metabolism slows, insulin sensitivity decreases, and fat storage can increase, particularly around the belly. By breaking up long periods of sitting with short bouts of movement, your body maintains a higher calorie burn throughout the day. Even just standing and walking for 5 minutes every hour can make a noticeable difference in how your belly fat responds to exercise and dietary strategies. What makes this approach so powerful is that it leverages your body's natural mechanisms for fat loss rather than forcing it through deprivation. High-intensity movement signals your muscles to use energy more efficiently and boosts hormone levels that promote fat breakdown. Intermittent fasting reduces insulin and triggers metabolic pathways that target visceral fat. Daily active habits ensure that your metabolism stays elevated and calories are consistently burned throughout the day. Together, they create a synergistic effect that accelerates fat loss, improves energy, and enhances overall health. One common misconception is that you have to spend hours in the gym doing cardio to see results. That's simply not true. Short, strategic bursts of intense exercise are far more effective for fat loss than long, steady-state workouts. It's not about the total time. It's about the intensity, consistency, and proper recovery. And when you pair that with fasting and regular movement throughout the day, you're creating an environment where your body naturally prefers to burn fat rather than store it. Recovery is another key piece of the puzzle. High-intensity movement is effective, but your body needs time to repair and adapt. This is where sleep and rest come into play. Without adequate recovery, your cortisol levels can spike, which encourages fat storage, particularly in the abdominal area. Sleep also regulates hunger hormones, so you're less likely to overeat or crave unhealthy foods. Intermittent fasting and active lifestyle habits are much more effective when your body is well rested and primed to respond to these strategies. It's also important to combine these habits with nutrient-dense meals. During your eating window, focus on whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of fiber-rich vegetables. This provides your body with the building blocks it needs for muscle recovery, sustained energy, and hormonal balance. When your meals are balanced and satisfying, intermittent fasting becomes much easier to maintain, and the high-intensity workouts are more effective. You'll notice your energy levels are stable, your cravings decrease, and your body becomes more efficient at burning fat. Another factor that can accelerate results is tracking progress in non-scale ways. Belly fat can be deceptive because it can fluctuate due to water retention, bloating, and muscle growth. Take measurements, notice how your clothes fit, and pay attention to energy levels and performance improvements. Often you'll see changes before the scale moves, and this reinforces the effectiveness of combining high-intensity movement, intermittent fasting, and an active lifestyle. Motivation and mindset play a huge role as well. The best fat loss strategy won't work if you approach it with a negative mindset or view it as punishment. Instead, frame it as an empowering lifestyle shift, one that enhances your health, energy, confidence, and longevity. High-intensity movement releases endorphins, intermittent fasting enhances mental clarity, and staying active throughout the day keeps your body feeling alive and capable. This approach is sustainable because it's enjoyable and gives immediate feedback in how you feel physically and mentally. Consistency over perfection is the key. You're not going to implement high-intensity workouts, fasting, and active habits perfectly every single day. There will be days when life gets in the way, but the magic happens when you return to these habits consistently. Each session of movement, each fasting window, and every active choice compounds, gradually reducing belly fat and improving your overall health. When combined, these strategies also improve metabolic flexibility, which is your body's ability to switch between burning carbs and fats efficiently. This is a huge advantage because as your body becomes metabolically flexible, it can use stored fat more readily for energy. You'll notice better stamina, fewer energy crashes, and improved performance in workouts and daily life. High-intensity movement, intermittent fasting, and daily active habits also support hormone balance, which is crucial for fat loss, especially around the midsection. Hormones like insulin, cortisol, testosterone, and growth hormone all influence where and how your body stores fat. By implementing these strategies, you're naturally optimizing these hormones, creating an environment where belly fat becomes a source of energy instead of stubborn storage. Another hidden benefit is cardiovascular health. High-intensity movement improves heart health, circulation, and oxygen delivery to tissues. Intermittent fasting can reduce inflammation, improve blood sugar control, and lower triglycerides. Daily movement keeps your blood flowing, prevents stiffness, and supports organ function. Together, these strategies not only target fat loss, but also improve your long-term health and reduce the risk of chronic diseases associated with excess belly fat. And don't forget, these approaches are adaptable. You can adjust the intensity of your workouts, the length of your fasting window, and the type of daily movement to fit your lifestyle, fitness level, and personal preferences. That flexibility is what makes this strategy sustainable for the long term. You're not locked into a rigid plan. You're building habits that integrate naturally into your life. When you combine these approaches, you'll also notice improved digestion, reduced bloating, and a flatter stomach that feels lighter and more comfortable. Intermittent fasting gives your digestive system a break. High-intensity movement stimulates gut motility, and daily activity prevents sluggishness. Your clothes will start fitting better, your energy will increase, and your confidence will grow alongside your physical changes. And the best part is that you can start seeing changes relatively quickly. Many people notice improvements in energy, mood, and how their clothes fit within a few weeks, even before significant weight loss occurs. That early feedback is incredibly motivating and reinforces the value of sticking with high-intensity movement, intermittent fasting, and an active lifestyle. This approach also teaches you to be more mindful about your choices. When you know that your workouts and fasting windows are designed to optimize fat loss and health, you naturally start making better food choices, moving more throughout the day, and prioritizing recovery. It becomes less about restriction and more about empowerment. By combining these three strategies, you're addressing fat loss from multiple angles simultaneously: calorie expenditure, hormone optimization, metabolic flexibility, and daily energy balance. That's why it's so much more effective than any single approach on its own. You're creating a system that supports fat loss, improves health, and boosts energy in a holistic way. Over time, this combination of high-intensity movement, intermittent fasting, and active daily habits can dramatically change not only your body composition, but also your lifestyle. You'll feel stronger, lighter, and more in control. Your body becomes efficient at burning fat, your mind becomes sharper, and your health markers improve, creating a positive cycle that reinforces these habits naturally. So if your goal is to lose belly fat without extreme dieting, this is the approach that works. Short, intense bursts of movement, strategically timed eating windows, and a lifestyle full of daily activity is the trifecta for accelerating fat loss, boosting metabolism, and transforming your body in a sustainable, enjoyable way. Remember, this isn't just about aesthetics. This is about reducing the dangerous visceral fat around your organs, improving your heart health, stabilizing your blood sugar, boosting energy, improving sleep, and even enhancing mood and mental clarity. Losing your gut is more than a cosmetic goal. It's a lifestyle upgrade that transforms every aspect of your life. So commit to these strategies, trust the process, and give your body the time it needs to respond. Avoid quick fix schemes, stick to science-backed habits, and focus on consistency over perfection. Each healthy choice you make compounds into a flatter, stronger, and healthier belly. And I promise you, once you start seeing results, the confidence and motivation you gain will fuel even more progress. Imagine fitting into clothes better, feeling lighter when you move, sleeping deeper, and enjoying better overall health, all because you took control of your gut and committed to these proven strategies.